everyone, Lori here. Welcome to How Do You Spirit? And today, of course, all of our guests are always very special to us, but Brie is going to share her very special story and her spiritual journey with us. And I haven't even heard it yet, so I'm super excited to find out. Welcome, Brie. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
Yes. So
nervous, as always.
Yes, I know. It doesn't matter how many times you
tell your
go
story
on,
or go on podcasts or whatever. I get nervous every single time.
Yes, and she's been on a few shows.
Yeah.
Sharing your journey because it sounds like it's a very heartbreaking special one.
Recently, I've been unpacking a lot of childhood trauma.
Okay.
I think that's something a lot of us do as adults, and especially when you go on your spiritual journey.
Absolutely.
Right. I would say my story kind of starts from when I was a baby.
Wow.
So when I mean most of us, right?
Yeah.
But when I was a baby, I had my mom and my dad, and my dad actually, he started getting into drugs, unfortunately.
Yes.
And that kind of pulled our relationship away. And so he left, I remember him being my dad when I was a baby, up to 3 years old.
Wow.
I know.
Remember?
I do. I have memories of him being my father. And then he kind of left the picture a little bit, and he was like an uncle. And it's funny, I remember calling him Naughty Daddy Jason, because I would hear things about him and whatever. And so I had him, and then my mom had remarried, so then I had my dad, Edgar. So I had Naughty Daddy Jason, and then I had my dad, Edgar. And then when I was around 7, he kind of just left the picture altogether.
The second dad?
No.
Your biological dad. Okay.
Yeah. So he kind of left the picture altogether. And now, today, I'm unpacking, major fatherhood wounds, abandonment issues, all of that. So that's been pretty big for me. And I actually came into contact with him quite recently, and he's homeless today.
Oh, wow.
I know.
Does that, even though he wasn't, a big part of your life, does that still, break your heart to hear that and see that? Or
Of course it does.
Yeah.
100%.
Wow.
And then it also hurts too, because I have missed him this whole time.
Yeah.
You know? And I've always wanted my dad. And today I'm just wow, he kind of needs me more than I've needed him. So yeah, that's just kind of what I'm dealing with today.
Wow, that's a lot though.
It is a lot. I know.
Do you see, I'm so curious about that, do you see him often, or do you kind of keep your distance from that? Yeah.
He's actually living in Oregon.
Oh, okay. So he's not in
Utah. Okay. He's in Oregon. That would be crazy if we were in the same state.
Yeah, that would be a lot, even more, I feel to deal with, right?
I know. Yes. Wow. Yes. So just kind of unpacking that has been a lot. Yeah. So that was my story as a kid.
Yeah. So you just felt abandoned and just... Right. So you really haven't, for the most part of your life then, had really a father figure.
So I had my stepdad, and my stepdad actually...
so he's still...
Yes, he's still very much part of the picture, and he's adopted me.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Love him so much. I did not know until recently that he's actually on the autism spectrum. Oh. Yeah. So with that, he is so smart, so intelligent. He's one of those, loves Dungeons and Dragons, that kind of thing. Yeah. But he doesn't show his love through intimacy or through emotions. Yes. So I never had that father figure who I could go home and give a big hug to and cuddle and talk to about my whole day. Right. But I did have a father figure who put a roof over my head and who loved me and took me to school in the morning. Okay. So it's kind of that dynamic.
Yeah, different relationship. Yeah. Wow. Okay. And so fast forward all these years, so you went through all that and you're unpacking all of that.
Unpacking it. I'm unpacking major fatherhood wounds, like I said. Yes. Also just with males, I have a lot of in my relationships with males, it's been a little bit tumultuous. Is that the word? Tumultuous?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I've been having to unpack, like, okay, why am I dating the same kind of guys? Mm-hmm. Why has it been toxic? Why are these patterns going on? And I'm realizing a lot of it has to do from insecurity in my relationship with my father.
Yeah. That does make sense.
Yeah.
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 So, are you in a relationship now?
I am.
Okay.
And this is actually the most healing relationship I've ever been in.
I love that.
Oh my gosh. It's healing like all of my fatherhood wounds and my relationship with men in general.
Right.
And
so big supporter then.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Your partner now. That's
100%.
Awesome.
And he's also helping heal me a lot from losing my baby.
So let's get into that.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't even know where to start with that. So when did your loss happen? When was this?
I lost my son, Romeo. He was almost 3.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I like to say physically lost him.
Of course.
Yeah.
That makes total sense
physically
to me.
lost him and spiritually gained him. But
yes.
I physically lost him July 1st of 2022. I was living in California at the time. Me and my boyfriend, his dad. This was my ex.
Okay.
We're living in California. My ex was doing solar sales. So he had us traveling throughout the whole country. We were moving constantly, nonstop, and we didn't have a lot of stability. We were so broke for so much of that time. I remember there were periods of time that I would take Romeo swimming. I would take him swimming all the time because there wasn't much to do. We lived in an apartment complex and I didn't have a car and that kind of thing. So I would take him to the pool and we had ran out of diapers because we were so broke. And I would ask other moms if I could borrow just 1 or 2 diapers, pretending like I had forgotten mine. And I would do that a few times. Gosh. Yeah. Thinking back about that, I'm like, what?
But you were doing like surviving, right?
Oh,
just trying to survive.
Just trying to survive.
Oh my gosh.
And I would do that a few times a day. I remember this one mom, like, I think she kind of caught on. And she took me back to her little apartment room and gave me like this whole big box of diapers. It was like 30 diapers.
Wow.
And it had just made my whole day and had been so sweet. But I remember we had to get really crafty with food too. Like there were times that we hadn't been able to eat fresh fruit for a while. And I remember I made friends, like this one friend, her apartment, and she had some fruit on her counter and it was like mushy and old and probably not that good. And I was looking at it like it was like gold on the table, right?
Wow.
And so she had given it to me and I was like, really? Can I have this? And she's like, yeah, I'm gonna throw it away. I took it home to my son Romeo and me and him ate that mushy, nasty watermelon like it was amazing. Like it was the best tasting thing ever.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that crazy?
That is. So how long did that go on, that trying just to survive like that?
It was hard. So I don't know if you're familiar with solar sales.
I am, yep.
Yeah. So my my ex, he was actually really talented and very intelligent and really good at it. But the problem was we couldn't freaking find a company that would actually pay us out or uphold to what their promises on pay. So I remember we either had what felt like a lot of money or zero money.
Okay, yeah.
So I also want to say a lot of that went to money management that didn't really go well.
Yeah.
On his side.
Right? Yeah.
But yeah, so it was just we didn't have a lot of stability, but during that time, although there wasn't stability, me and my baby had each other.
Yes.
I had him, he had me, and we always had that.
Yes.
So I'm actually really grateful for that period because we spent every single day together.
That's so amazing.
Yeah.
So it's like, it almost like makes you wonder that the situation that you're in, you know, like I didn't have a car. That's all I could do was to be with him all the time.
Yeah, we would go on 1,000,000 walks a day because what else do you do? You're in a teeny little crappy apartment complex.
Yeah. So that part of that situation, not being so much a good one, was a blessing.
Yeah.
Honestly,
yeah,
right?
in a lot of ways, looking back. And I wish I could tell myself at that point, because I was in survival and there was a large part of me that wasn't as present as I wish I was.
Yeah.
You know, trying to figure out a plan, trying to figure out what we're going to do, that kind of thing. I wish I could just tell myself, like, hey, you're exactly where you need to be.
Yes.
Just enjoy the hell out of that little boy and enjoy being a mother and enjoy this time of your life. Although it's hard, looking back, like, I'm so jealous of that part of me who got to have that.
Yes.
Like, I wish I could time travel back and live that again. More than anything.
Of course. Wow. So you were jumping around state to state.
Yeah.
And how many years did you do this?
Living out of a suitcase.
Oh my gosh.
Seriously.
With a baby.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Oh yeah.
So you would just drive from next state to next state to next state? Or?
I mean, we probably only lived in a total of 3 states, but moving around a lot within each state. That type of thing. And California is kind of where we kept going back to. So the accident actually happened when we were living in California. And like I had said, I didn't have a car. Well, I did. My ex was driving it for work.
Right.
So I didn't have access to it.
Right.
And Romeo and I would just spend all day going on walks. We would go to, there was a little park at the apartment complex we would go to, and there was a swimming pool. We would go swimming like every day. I remember on this specific day of the accident, several hours before the accident, I'm cuddling with Romeo in bed. He's looking up at me. He has these ginormous, gorgeous brown eyes. And he looks up at me with these brown eyes and he says, "Mama, am I your angel?"
I don't know if people can see, but my freaking body is so chilled up. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I know.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. It's like a part of him knew and was warning me. I don't know. I don't know. This too, like that same day, he was jumping around on the bed. I kind of made a little like jump pad for him from the bed to the floor with a mattress, and he loved it. He's having so much fun. And he kept telling me, "Mama, come play. Mama, come play." Like I can literally still hear him saying, "Mama, come play." And I remember hearing the words in my heart tell me, "You are going to want to play with him in case anything ever happens to him."
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah. And I think I played for maybe an extra 2 minutes than I would have because of that. And then I went back to listening to my audiobook and cleaning. So obviously one of my main regrets looking back. But like there's so many foreshadowing things looking back at that.
That you recognize now.
100%. Yeah. Right before we left the apartment, Romeo goes and he says goodbye to everything in the apartment.
What?
Yeah. That was a little normal for him to be like, okay, buy cars, buy toys. But like he went around and intentionally said goodbye to every single thing in the apartment that he left.
Wow. Did you, I mean, now looking back on it, but did you think of anything of it at the time?
I thought it was cute and funny.
Yeah.
Wow. Like, you're silly, let's go.
Yeah.
And so then I took him to the swimming pool area. I remember walking into the area, and it's about 7:30 at night. It's getting a little bit chilly, and it's in July. There's this mom and her son. So nobody's there except for this mom and her son. I recognize her. She actually is from Afghanistan. And I just remember seeing her. Her face lights up at seeing us. She comes and meets us halfway in the pool area.
Yeah.
And Romeo runs ahead to play with her son, who is still sitting at the benches that they were sitting at. So I meet her halfway, and I sit down. And at this point, Romeo's out of my sight, because he went to go sit or hang out with her kid, who was a little bit older. And as I'm sitting down talking to her, it's probably been about a few minutes, and I realize where's Romeo?
Mm-hmm.
So I ask out loud, where's Romeo? And then I stand up and I don't see him. Mm-hmm. I'm looking around in the pool area and I don't see Romeo anywhere. I start walking towards the hot tub and I see her son sitting in the hot tub. Mm-hmm. And then I see Romeo face down in the water.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
And it had only been a few minutes of me talking to her. So at this point, I'm feeling very out of body. It feels like a dream. Mm-hmm. It doesn't feel real. I keep thinking in my head, wake up, wake up, wake up.
Yeah.
Like, this is my worst nightmare I'm living in. Mm-hmm. And I pull him out of the water, and I can't tell if his soul is still in there, but his body is still alive.
Oh.
Like regurgitating water.
Wow.
And so then I start doing CPR, but I don't know how to do CPR. I've taken a class forever ago, but I don't know how to properly do CPR.
Right.
So I'm doing CPR on him, and people are around me calling for help. I can hear somebody calling 911, and I'm still like so out of body. I'm so numb to what's going on, and I'm not comprehending on any level what's happening. Mm-hmm. Kind of like right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like going back to the moment for me, oftentimes I kind of disassociate a little bit.
Yeah.
But so that's going on. Somebody grabs me into their car with Romeo. I'm holding him, and his body is feeling so limp. Mm-hmm. Never felt his body this limp, and I'm just like not really there, not thinking, as I'm still performing CPR on him.
Wow.
And then we meet an ambulance halfway to the hospital. They go ahead and take him, and we meet them at the hospital. Mm-hmm. So at the first hospital, I remember seeing doctors rushing around, working over his body. I'm seeing lights flashing on and off, on and off, on and off, like. Mm-hmm. And then I'm looking at him, and I'm feeling this overwhelming amount of, this is so weird. I'm feeling this overwhelming amount, because finally I'm feeling something, because I'm so numb, I'm not feeling anything.
You've like, just.
I'm out of body. I'm not feeling anything except for this emotion of, am I in trouble? Mm-hmm. And I remember thinking, why would I even be worried about being in trouble right now? Right. My son is literally on this table. I don't know if he's going to make it.
Right.
And I did not realize until literally last week or just super recently, those weren't my feelings. Those were his.
Wow.
His spirit was there with me in the hospital and was feeling like, Mom, I'm sorry. Am I in trouble? Like he felt like he was in trouble because of what happened. Yeah, I've been working with him on that recently with his spirit. But so we go from that first hospital. He gets life flighted to Sacramento Hospital, and we have a bunch of family who meets us there. And by the way, telling his dad what had happened was one of the worst moments of my entire life.
Yeah.
Having to hear him scream on the other end of the phone.
Wow.
Because his baby boy had dreamt on my watch.
So moving forward, is that what ultimately do you feel like, well, you said you had relationship issues with men anyway, but do you feel like that was a factor?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Totally. Definitely.
In the breakup.
We lost our son on my watch. Like, how do you even begin to rebuild that trust?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He, to this day, has the hardest time calling me a good mom.
Wow.
Because of that. Like, I don't think he ever has since the accident.
That's exactly, it was an accident.
I know.
You know?
You know. And it's something he's working on. He's great. And I love him so much to this day, and I see him as family. Mm-hmm. And I actually love him like a brother.
Yeah, yeah.
I hope that's not weird.
No.
But, yeah, I think the accident just highlighted all of our other issues that we were ignoring.
Yeah.
So.
Brought it to the surface.
It brought everything to the surface.
Wow.
so we go to that second hospital. We're in Sacramento now. And his body is on life support. I have doctors telling me that he's brain dead. All of his organs are failing. And I needed to think about organ donation. And then I'm having family members and friends calling me and sending me articles of miracles that can happen. And don't listen to the doctors and pray and this kind of thing. And when I'm looking at him, I'm thinking, like, it's done.
Yeah, you do know.
I freaking knew. And this is actually when somebody got us in contact with Taco.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess for the people who don't know.
Yeah, they all know who Taco is.
They all know
who Taco is. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
She's got a reputation with
She's
us.
infamous.
Yeah. So, somebody, a friend, you said, or a family member?
A family friend had gotten us in contact with Taco, who, this was my first time talking to a medium. I had been intrigued and interested in mediums in the past, but this is my first time talking to a medium, and so we call her, it's July 4th, and she answers us on July 4th, which I know she's got stuff going on. She's so sweet. She spends an hour with us, and Caden and I, my ex, Romeo's father, and I are in the hospital room looking at Romeo's body, talking to Taco, and she connects us in with him.
Yes.
And we're able to talk to him. And this is where she says, like, he was honestly getting a little scared seeing us freak out to the amount we were. He had never seen us that panicked and hysterical. And then she said, and he feels like he's in trouble.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I hadn't even put it together, though, at that point.
You didn't recognize it at that time?
I hadn't. No, I literally just recently recognized it.
Oh, my gosh.
So she goes, I can see him feeling like he's in trouble. But also, like, he was very excited, too, for his transition. And his main thing he wanted us to know was he's okay. Like, I'm okay. And she had said some other things that were just so uniquely specific to him that it just, like, washed away all and any kind of doubt, especially my ex, because he thought all of that stuff was woo-hoo.
Right.
And so she said things specifically unique to their relationship in particular that he was like, it was so beautiful for us, and I owe Taco so much to this day for giving us that, because it brought so much peace to our hearts.
Yes.
Just to understand, like, he still exists.
He's just not physically here.
Yeah, he still exists. He's still my Romeo.
Right.
I wasn't even sure, like, okay, well, when somebody dies, do they just reunite with God and they're like this liquid source or something? I don't know. I still don't really know.
Yes.
But I do know Romeo is still my Romeo. And I think there's different variations of him. But, yeah, so that was extremely healing for us. And, we let him go a few hours after that, let his body go on July 4th. And I think that's special and unique to us because every July 4th now we celebrate his new life and his new way of being.
I love that.
Fireworks.
I'm getting all teary-eyed. Right? That's amazing that you celebrate his life.
And this is fun too. I usually don't go, like, when I tell my story, I don't go this in depth with the spiritual aspect of it. It's usually like what has happened, but
no, we want to hear all about
That's what we're here for.
Yeah. And
it's the fun part.
Exactly. And how long ago did he leave the earth? Like, how long ago was it?
So this was 2.5 years ago.
Okay, so it's still fairly fresh, right?
It is still fairly fresh.
And you're still, I'm just thinking what you said about how she thinks he's in trouble.
Yeah.
Or how Taco said that. And you're just recognizing that now.
Yeah, recognizing that now. Like, I mean, I rethink the accident every single day of my life.
Of course.
So, like, recently I've been working with an energy worker on healing my trauma from that day.
Yes.
And so she has taken me through step by step everything that happened during the accident and that's kind of where I've been working through that. And I've been doing lots of communication and lots of work with him on letting him know, like, I love you. You are not in trouble. I love you so much. Like, that kind of thing. So we've been working through that.
That's great. So what kind of, when you say energy work, what exactly kind of energy work is it, I guess?
Yeah, I don't know if it has a name or what it's called, but she's helped me kind of heal his soul from the accident.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And honestly, like, after, it's been crazy. My relationship spiritually with him has been insane, because after the accident 2 years ago, like, he has been a huge part of my life. Mm-hmm. He's been acting like a guardian angel for me. Wow. He's really been there every step. I feel 100% he's brought me my relationship I'm in now.
Yes.
Yeah. There's so many synchronicities with the guy I'm with and with Romeo. Like, he feels like he knows Romeo spiritually. Wow. And we moved into a beautiful home with my daughter. Yes. And I feel like Romeo helped bring me this home. And there's just so many things. Like, he's really been a part of my life every step. And so I've kind of looked at him like this guardian angel overseeing very wise higher self version of him, and not so much as like the little 3-year-old version of him anymore. And I started working with this energy healer to tap into my grief. A big part of that is too, I was very numb to it for a very long time. It was hard for me to connect to.
Yeah.
And so she was helping me connect to it. And as she's helping me do that, I'm like feeling all of it. I'm feeling all of the child loss. I'm feeling everything I wanted to feel that day of the accident, but was too numb to. Right. So it was feeling like it was happening to me right there. And as we're doing that, she connects to his spirit, and she sees that little 3-year-old who drowned that day. And saw that he actually needed some spiritual help to fully move forward. Wow. And I mean, I don't want to say like she knows all and this kind of thing. Yeah. But it is interesting to think about, and also as a mother, 100% worth it for me to see that through if there is that little 3-year-old version of him that needs my help.
Absolutely.
So we kind of went through this whole process together. I haven't really explained this to anybody, by the way. So
I love it. Podcast. You heard it first here.
I know.
No, but that's why we're here, and there's so much more to your story. Yeah. You know.
Did you believe in all of this before?
I had, yes. I went through a very intense spiritual awakening. Around 2020, like lots of us did.
Lots of us, yeah.
Yeah, the world was going to shit.
Right.
And I had just had a baby. Yeah. So also I grew up Mormon, left the church a while ago, and kind of just didn't really care about God or about a higher power or anything like that. And then 2020, everything's going to shit. I'm rethinking everything I thought I knew, and then I have a baby in this shithole of 2020. And I'm just like, whoa, you're my best friend. Like, where did you come from? Like, I know you. Where did you come from? And so it kind of just took me through this whole, like, wow, there's so much more to this than we thought. Like, life is so much cooler than we thought it was. Yes. Yeah. So I was a little bit prepared, I would say, spiritually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, thankfully.
So I resonate with so much what you're saying, because my youngest sister passed when she was 39. And I'm on the same, I think the same way you do. She's not here. I can't physically hug her, but she's here with me. Yeah. She likes to haunt us. But she's here, and that helped my spirituality in that situation. It's never easy, and I'm not going to say that's not where I'm going. It's never easy to lose somebody we love here. Yeah. But the spirituality, the spiritual side of me made it easier, or gives you peace. Yeah. Because you know, like, they're still with us, and same
You're
for me.
You're still connected.
Yeah, still 100% still connected. And also, I know Shelley, too, sent my husband.
There you go.
Yep.
Can I give you a really cute short story?
Yes, please.
So I just got this tattoo. I don't know if everybody can see it, but it's a spiral tattoo.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
And to me, the spiral means life, death, and the circle of life and regeneration.
Okay.
So it reminds me of Romeo. And it's actually a matching tattoo with my boyfriend.
Nice.
He has a big spiral right over his heart.
Oh.
And guess when he got this tattoo?
The 4th of July.
The day of Romeo's passing.
Oh my gosh.
The exact date.
What? So he
Like
had before you guys met?
circle. He literally got that tattoo before we met. Yeah.
It was meant to be.
Oh, it's crazy.
Mind blown. I mean,
know.
I would believe in everything and all of it, but when stories like that, it's like, okay.
Oh my gosh, what?
I know. Yeah, because I do.
Wow.
I know my sister sent my husband that I'm with now, and because she literally passed, it was a couple weeks before I met my husband.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh
So,
my gosh.
yeah, so
Literally
I
right
love-
before you meet him?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, just a couple weeks, huh?
Mhm.
Yeah. And I met him.
That's
and
pretty incredible.
crazy. Wow.
Yeah.
That is so the tattoo thing though. I'm
I
still like
know.
mind blown.
I know, I love it. I love it.
Did you? So when did you get your tattoo?
I actually just barely got this.
Oh,
2
you
weeks
just
ago.
got it. Okay,
Mhm.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Kind of to match my boyfriend, and
Yeah.
then also because I love the spiral and I just love that meaning. So
Right.
we actually found out a few weeks ago that he got it on that day. We were like, what?
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, I need one.
That is so crazy.
Yeah.
That
Wow.
is- wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do want to kind of touch back to that energy work I was doing
Yes,
with her.
please.
I
yes,
want to
let's
like
continue
end
with that.
it on a good note.
Okay.
Because, so like, we had realized through working with her that 3-year-old version of him still needed some help spiritually
Uh-huh.
to, like, move on or move through or whatever.
Right.
It seemed like he had been self-sacrificing to stay with me.
Really?
Yeah, because he, I mean, it was a traumatic death.
Mm-hmm.
And then he could see how in pain I was over it.
Right.
He was such a big mama's boy
Yeah.
when we were together. So I guess like he didn't want to leave me type of situation was what was going on. And he was with me all the time. So she just kind of helped me go through, or sorry, she didn't just kind of help me. We went through the accident again, but this time I show up to him in my mind's eye and
Yes.
I'm telling him like, you can move on. I love you so much, but you are safe to play.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
so that's kind of how it ended. And today he shows up to me in rainbows all the time. I see.
Really?
Yeah, I see rainbows all the time when I connect in with him.
Wow.
But
So do you feel him with you all the time? Like, or do you kind of feel like he's kind of coming and going when you need support and, guidance?
he'll definitely come and go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's such an
But he
incredible
visits a
story.
lot. He's still
Yeah.
a mama's boy.
Yeah. I love
Yeah.
that. That is so amazing. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. And so you're still continuing on your journey then with your
Yes,
healing and all that
definitely.
stuff. Yeah.
And I actually, a few months after the accident and losing my baby boy, during this time, I was just like, I cannot imagine not being a mom anymore. Like, that was my whole world.
Uh-huh.
He was my whole world.
Right.
And, like, now I'm here without him in that same lonely apartment by myself.
Mm-hmm.
I go to that same park by myself. I'm making the same foods, but this time for one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't do this. And so, literally after one time of trying, my ex and I had gotten pregnant again.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So soon after?
So soon. Like,
Really?
3 months after losing
Wow.
our baby, we get pregnant with another baby. So in hindsight, looking back, you're probably like, maybe that's not the smartest idea.
Uh-huh.
But today I'm so grateful for her and she's helped me so much. And that's been a journey of losing a child and then preparing to have another child come into this
Right.
world. Like, what?
Yeah.
I bet
So-
you had a lot of anxiety about it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So much anxiety, so much I was working through, and I didn't want to, like, traumatize her with what she was coming into. But at the same time, so excited for her and kind of needed her.
Yeah.
So.
Wow.
Yeah, and she reminds me so much of her brother.
Yeah. So do you, how old is your daughter now then?
16 months.
Okay, so she's still your little.
Yeah, she's still little. She's a little princess, a little sassy princess.
Yes. That's so fun.
Yeah.
So do you, so having gone through all of that and you're working on healing, and is there any other, I don't know how to say this, do you explore any other parts of spirituality besides just the energy stuff, the energy healing?
What do you have in mind?
Like we were talking about tarot cards, and you obviously see Taco, right?
Yeah.
And like, do you meditate? Like, do you do any of that kind of stuff?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I see life as a human experience. Like we're spiritual beings living a human experience.
Absolutely.
So everything to me is spiritual.
Okay.
Like every single thing I do to me is spiritual.
That's
but yeah, I do like to meditate. I like doing activities that I love. To me, it's spiritual. Playing with my daughter is spiritual. That kind of thing. But I did recently get into tarot. It's a little fun.
Yeah.
I'm also that same energy worker I was talking about. She's kind of been mentoring me a little bit in mediumship abilities.
Yes.
So
okay.
That's been a little fun.
Yeah, because you have that connection.
Yeah.
You can see that?
Yeah, through your son, I would say.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say he's definitely opened me up to that. I mean, my relationship with him, like, I want that to be so strong. So I'm literally, like, forced, to open myself up in that way.
Yeah.
Obviously, doing it carefully.
Yes.
But, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, welcome. No,
I know. It's a fun road.
right? Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's very sad but enlightening story, and that you've learned and grown from it.
Yeah. And it's going to be part of my story forever, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Just like you losing your sister. I'm sure that's opened you up in so many ways.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Been such a huge part of your life and things you've learned and that kind of thing.
Absolutely, yes.
Do you feel like you connect in with her often, or what does that kind of look like for you?
She at first would come. She likes to come talk to me when I'm trying to go to sleep at night.
Oh.
Yeah, she'll start, and when I say talking, I hear it in my mind. I don't hear it with my ears. But yeah, she would come and talk to me at night, and I'd be like, Shelly, I gotta go to sleep, okay? Let's talk tomorrow. But and she haunts us. She doesn't come around. Well, I say, let me take that back. I don't feel like she haunts us as much now. Like around the anniversary of her passing or her birthday. She would come, she would mess with my TV.
Yeah, I was going to ask, what do you mean she haunts you?
Yeah, she messes with the TV. I swear, like, I'll turn lights off and they'll be on. Or I actually just had an experience yesterday. I had went out in my kitchen. I was in my office and I went out in the kitchen. And I had 2 dogs, you saw them. And the one dog was out there and I was out there doing something. And I hear this, like a package being dropped almost on the floor, like on the hard floor. And I kind of, what was that? And I thought maybe my other dog was getting into mischief, but she's super old. So I come take a look in the office and she's like passed out on the dog bed in my office. So I'm like, I wonder what that was.
Yeah,
but
it wasn't a dog.
Right. It wasn't either one of the dogs.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, she would do stuff like that.
That's fun.
Yeah. And I just talked to her.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Shelly. But I do feel like that I more so now call on her or talk to her because I feel like she's off doing her.
She's pretty busy.
Yeah, she's busy over there doing her thing, So I don't feel her around as much, but definitely.
Yeah.
Still, she still comes around and.
Yeah.
And always, when I talk to Taco too, sometimes I'll be like, "What's Shelly up to? Tell her hi."
And Shelly.
Yeah, and she'll always pop through for us. And sometimes she's came through just right off the bat, because she's wanting to talk to me
without
about
you
something.
needing to call on her.
Yeah. So, but it's fun. Again, her not being here to hug and hold.
I know.
And
to physically.
The touch.
See, I wish so much that I could watch him grow up.
Yeah.
I want to see him as a teenager. I want to see him fall in love. I want to see him get married. I want to see him play with his sister. I don't want to say he would have been obsessed with her because I know he is.
Yes.
But he would have been obsessed with her.
Yeah. Does your daughter, well, she's pretty young still now, but do you ever feel like that she has sensed him or... Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're tight. They're
really?
They're best friends.
Wow.
Yeah. He's either with me or he's with her.
Okay.
So, or he's doing other stuff.
Right.
He's with us so much, and it's funny because sometimes she'll just wave to something, wave to nothing in the room.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are you waving at? And then. For me, spiritually, I can kind of tell Romeo's with me when I feel weight on my left side of my body.
Oh, nice.
Just a little hug. And then also, I see blue glitters in my vision.
Really?
Yeah. Usually when I close my eyes, but sometimes when my eyes are open, just blue glitters. And I think that's him.
Absolutely.
So, I see blue glitters, and then she's all waving to nothing.
Oh my
gosh. I'm like, hi, Romeo.
Right.
Romeo's visiting.
Oh, I love that. I love that you recognize that.
Yeah.
And that, know that it's him. It's
it would be really easy to be that's a coincidence or
right.
That's nothing. But what I've been understanding and realizing is the more you accept it and the more you practice it and the more you allow it in, the stronger and the more specific it gets. It's like you're opening that door more and more.
Yep. That's so true. I love that.
Yeah.
What an incredible story. Thank you for sharing.
Thanks for having me on.
And that you got to open up a little more, and talk about that spiritual aspect.
You gotta be careful with how much you talk to other people spiritually when they haven't, they've got their boundaries.
Oh, totally.
Right.
You don't want to say something a little bit woo-woo, and then everything you say is out the door.
Yeah. Well, I am so grateful that you felt comfortable enough to share it.
Yeah.
I love that.
Thank you.
Okay, everyone. Thank you so much. And we will see you soon.
Bye.